You know what's mind-blowing? The book of Acts starts with 120 ordinary people in an upper room. And from that tiny gathering emerged a movement that would reshape human history. Let's dive into how that happened.
The way Luke documents this transition is fascinating. He's essentially writing the world's first church history, and he's incredibly meticulous about the details.
Well, what's really interesting is that scholars have actually verified Luke's historical accuracy. This Oxford historian, A.N. Sherwin-White, said that the historical framework is so precise that questioning its authenticity would be absurd.
Hmm, that's quite different from how some people view religious texts. What made Luke's account stand out from other historical documents of that time?
So here's what's fascinating. Luke was writing this as a sort of legal brief to someone named Theophilus, who might have been a high ranking Roman official. He's basically saying, look, here's exactly what happened, and you can verify all of this. And you know what? The archaeological evidence has consistently backed up his details about local customs, political figures, and geographical specifics.
That really changes how we should look at these events, doesn't it? We're not just reading religious stories, we're looking at documented history.
Exactly right. And what's particularly interesting is how Luke captures this pivotal moment of transition. Jesus has just spent 40 days appearing to his followers after his resurrection, teaching them about God's kingdom, and then, boom, they watch him literally ascend into the sky.
I've always wondered about that moment. How did they react to something so, well, otherworldly?
Well, Luke tells us they just stood there, staring up into the sky, until two angels had to basically say, guys, why are you still looking up there? But here's what's fascinating. These disciples, who we've seen constantly arguing and competing throughout the Gospels, suddenly transform into this unified group with a clear purpose.
The leadership dynamics must have been interesting too. I mean, how do you reorganize after losing your central figure?
That's such a crucial point. They actually handled it in this remarkably methodical way. First, they established clear criteria for replacing Judas. The person had to have been with them from Jesus' baptism through the resurrection. Then they identified two candidates, prayed for guidance, and used this ancient method of casting lots to make the final decision.
The whole process that seems so intentional. Like they were really trying to build something that would last.
And that's exactly what happened. Jesus gave them this massive mission to be his witnesses from Jerusalem to the ends of the earth, but told them to wait for the Holy Spirit first. It's like he was saying, don't try to do this on your own power.
So, what you're saying is that this chapter is really about how to handle major transitions.
Precisely. And here's why that matters. These were mostly ordinary people from Galilee, not powerful leaders or influential figures. Yet they approached this enormous task with this combination of practical wisdom and spiritual dependence that became a template for handling major changes.
The implications of their actions were pretty extraordinary, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, think about it. This small group in Jerusalem became the catalyst for a movement that would eventually reach every corner of the globe. Luke actually structures the rest of Acts around this geographical progression, from Jerusalem to Judea and Samaria, and then to the ends of the earth. It's like watching the first ripple that became a worldwide wave.
That's quite a legacy for a group of people who started out just staring at the sky.
Well, that's what makes this story so compelling. It shows how ordinary people, when they're willing to trust and follow a bigger purpose, can set in motion changes that echo through history. And you know what? That same pattern of combining practical wisdom with spiritual dependence is still relevant for handling major transitions today.